Start with Parisa. What can or should the Commonwealth's Attorney's Office be doing to improve diversion programs in Arlington and Falls Church?
Well, one of the biggest things we can do, and I don't want to harp on the mental health docket, but we need to create one, and we need to work with hospitals and get more funding. The Bureau of Justice Assistance actually provides funding for communities to create robust mental health diversion programs. That money is on the table and we're not using it. I also think we need to start a restorative justice program. As I said in my earlier response, these have better outcomes for victims, they have better outcomes for the perpetrators, and that means that they have better outcomes for the community. They reduce recidivism and they make us safer. And there's no reason why, if the survivors and perpetrators of the Rwandan genocide can live together peacefully in villages after they've engaged in restorative justice, that we can't bring that thought and mentality to Arlington for our youth.
Thank you very much.
You know, years ago, I had a case involving a Marymount student who said she was sexually assaulted by a young man. He said it was consent, and that case was never going to go to trial. But what we did do was we met at the old courthouse, and the defendant came, or the young man came with his lawyer, and the young girl was there, and they sat in a room together, and they talked, and she explained to him how she felt, and he listened. And at the end of that meeting, and his lawyer was there, his name was Al Ahern, and at the end of that meeting, they both were crying and they both hugged. I didn't know 30 years ago that that was restorative justice, but that's exactly what it was. I've been engaged in those kinds of conversations with victims and defendants my entire career. Not only me, but the prosecutors in my office every single day.